Idan, how are you?
Good morning, Gal. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So we're meeting today to discuss a little bit about security in Azure, at least the new capabilities of Azure. Now, I was having some conversation with some of our customers, and they were concerned about keeping their users or their access level like as minimum as possible. Everyone is talking about zero trust and all those nice buzzword for security
Mm.
right now. And I understood that today you want to show us something with just-in-time access, something that can help us or help our customers limit the access of their user to their resources. So
Yeah, exactly. So before we move to the demo, as you've said, generally we want to manage our public-facing virtual machines, and we want to limit the access for ports like SSH and RDP. And the tool that can give us those capabilities called Defender for Cloud. It was recently rebranded and renamed from Security Center, as you know. So Defender for Cloud provides us a centralized view of all of our resources, Azure resources, includes the subscriptions, include the tenant, and we have a dashboard that gives us security and monitoring capabilities and a way to enforce our policies. Basically, the main keys for Defender for Cloud is prevention, detection, and response. And we'll in a second I will see how this can be happened and how do we use it. So let's move to the demo.
great.
So here we can see the overview of the Defender for Cloud. This is the main dashboard. We can see here some of the secure score, our scoring. I will just see that and just talk about it later. We can see the compliance policies that we are enforcing, and we can see the workload protection settings. This is the main features of Defender for Cloud. So if we can see the recommendations, there are part of recommendations that we need to discuss about. So as I've said, the recommendations and the vulnerabilities that we are getting are divided to subscription level and the tenant level. For example, we can see here the enable MFA, which is a high impact recommendations that we can see regarding our identities which are not using MFA.
So we can see which accounts does not have MFA enabled right now
Exactly.
and choose it. So
Yeah.
this is great. This allows us some overview of where we are vulnerable right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the second capabilities is security and alerts. So when I'm talking about detection, there are a lot of incidents that we need to investigate. There are a lot of recommendations that we need to fulfill and check when we are using Defender for Cloud. Some of them are reflecting here over the security and incident dashboards. If you want to get the full details and investigate the incident, we can see all of our related identities and entities regarding this incident. The user, the resource we are talking about, the IP, and of course, some of the network connections and the locations of the user.
Mhm.
Um, at last, we want to see what is our secure score and what our overall score regarding the recommendations that we are getting from Defender for Cloud. So here we can see the full recommendations regarding all of our services that we are using inside our tenant. So we are talking about the SQL Server, we are talking about storage accounts and keywords and a lot of managed services that we are getting recommendations on.
Okay, and Idan, some of our customers said, okay, this is nice and great. We have all this information, but we really want to mitigate issues. So we really want to address those stuff that we're seeing here, and we really want to control like having users connect whenever we want them. So what can we do with all those other capabilities that we mentioned, like just in time and everything else.
So let's move to the just-in-time workload protection settings. So under the advanced protections settings, we can see here the just-in-time option. If we go to the just-in-time option, we can see here that we have two virtual machines that we configure the Defender protection on. And if we go to the VM, for example, VM1, we can see here some of the columns that representing the status of the available ports and the open ports that we configured. For example, we have an RDP port 3389 that is opened, and the recent user that log in and access these machines was that user. If we want to get an access from the admin perspective, we need to request access. After we choose the right port, we need to switch to on, and of course, choose the IP that we need to get from, or the IP range, the address space that we are getting from.
So if I would try to connect to that machine and I did not set up this just-in-time access, I will actually not be able to connect it. It will be
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
Firewall level closed or access list closed, and I will not be able to connect it. That's amazing. So I'm controlling. In fact, I'm giving myself like an amount of time which I can connect to that machine.
Exactly. So we are changing and configuring how much time, what will be the time range that the port will be open. Behind the scene, each VM, as we know, is associated to an NSG, Network Security Group, and behind the scene, Defender for Cloud and just-in-time workload protection option is opening for us a port for a time-limited range. Whenever the range is expiring, of course, the rule will be deleted and the access won't be available to that user.
That sounds amazing. That is exactly what
So
customers are requesting right now.
We can see here some tests. If we will open a port for about my IP address, and there is a validation that just in time we need to check. And after the validation is finished, if I will go to the VM and I will go to the network, I will see that there is a new rule, new NSG rule with priority of 100 that allows me to connect from my source IP.
And by the way, if we look at it, we see that the last time that you did it, you got another rule that denied you for it.
Of course, by design, there is a deny rule that is always configured under the NSG that denies us from accessing this machine using the RDP 3389 port.
Yeah, that's great. So everything is configured for us. We don't have to worry or just remember when we opened it or who we opened it for. That's great.
So I want to show you another thing from the end user. For example, if we will go to another VM, under the connect, using the RDP options, we will have the opportunity to request an access using the just-in-time. We will get our public IP address of the machine, and we will need to choose the source destination if we are talking about the address space or exactly our IP, and we'll need to request an access using the end user experience.
But this time, what will be the time limit, or it will be for good?
The time limit will be configured behind the scenes using the time limit that we configured using the rule of the just-in-time for that machine. If we'll
we
go
have like a default setting.
Exactly. If we'll go to the settings, we can choose what will be the time range for that machine using this port. For example, we can see for this machine, the time range is 1 hour.
Okay, great. Sounds great.
And behind the scene, under the networking and the NSG, we can see here now the NSG rule that will be deleted in 1 hour from now.
That's great. Okay, Dan, that looks amazing. I would like to thank you for that demo and all those information that you shared with us. and wish you a happy day. So
Thank you, Gal. Have a great day.
have a great day. Bye bye.